That's sick. Taylor, I've just been watching the number one Captain America
I couldn't even
like nobody's business because I'm like, I just have to adapt. I'm a crappy tank, but if I'm the number 2 Captain America, I beat a lot of people.
It's true. Facts.
I'm so confused.
He's buying a white Khonshu and then dyeing Moon Knights.
Oh, yeah.
What would you call that on it?
So what were you excited about? That exact thing?
Yeah, because it's sick.
Yeah. All right, Tyler's just a little bit of a Debbie
Is it
Downer.
Khonshu or Khonshu?
I don't know. I've always heard
Khonshu. I actually think it's Khonshu. That's how they say it in the show, at least. But
I was gonna say they say Khonshu in like.
Corey would love Marvel Rivals. R.I.P.
Facts.
Yeah, I just.
It's also you can't play it on PlayStation 4. So you're.
Oh well, then
there's a
game.
Then Temptation.
Got him. Got him.
That game is stupid.
Game sucks.
Actually, all my coworkers keep telling me.
It's really fun. You know, the only good thing is, or only bad thing is, everyone just plays the cool characters, which are all just damage characters.
Yeah, there's no tanks and.
No one wants to play tank.
healers.
So I play tank, and a couple other people play healer. But it's so nice because you can never be wrong. As a
Did
tank or
anyone
healer, you can never
see
be
the
wrong.
Fantastic Four trailer?
That actually looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Holy, are we live yet?
We are live.
They're live, but we can.
I think we went live right when you said fuck.
Good.
That's good. That's.
I was gonna say, holy crap, dude! That trailer looks so good.
I'm excited, man.
Is this like the 5th one they've made though?
It's the 3rd.
4th.
Excuse me, sir. Wait, 4th.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. There's 2 from 2000s, and then that Fan 4 stick.
Is this the one with the black dude? Or
I'm saying.
They made 3 so far. No, this one is brand new.
It's so funny because like
I'm about to send you the trailer.
Tyler, I just read your Instagram comment. I'm always like, I feel so like on the outside looking in when it comes to Marvel Rivals because I legitimately know nothing about Marvel. Like Matt, you were talking about Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. Like I know more about Overwatch lore than like Marvel Rivals lore. It's wild.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, that's true. There's a couple people that are just like, they have to do the opposite of what everyone else has to do, and everyone else is just like, I've watched something. I acknowledge these characters. Yeah, and their team has to do nothing.
Here we go. Yeah, I was gonna say like play style wise, like I'm a big Adam Warlock fan. I have no idea who Adam Warlock is or what he's from, but that guy bangs.
Will something plays him in live action. That kid was in We're the Millers, and he has huge eyebrows, just crazy eyebrows. Yeah, and then he grew up, and people are like, "Wait, he's physically attractive now." And the amount of funny comments are just like, "Bro doesn't understand how puberty works."
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Oh, that clip is
It's so funny.
Is this set like 40s,
60s?
60s? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Adam Warlock is the guy who actually defeats Thanos in the comics.
He's got a big dong, man.
Yeah, he big.
No wonder he goes so hard in my Marvel Rivals.
He big,
dude. You'll get your cheeks utterly clapped by an Adam Warlock occasionally. It's the most insane.
Yeah,
he's definitely one of those characters. Like I feel like he's like a Spider-Man light in that like you get a Spider-Man on your team and he's either absolutely cracked, snorting G Fuel on cooldown, or just the worst player you've ever seen.
That's me.
That's it.
Always picking Spider-Man, never knowing how.
My buddy just got lured with Spider-Man, and he just instantly pops him as soon as we get in a game. If someone else takes him, and just shows off his Lord icon until they eventually swap off. It's his only way to play.
The intimidation factor.
And so far, it's worked really well.
Yeah.
We've intimidated a lot of people. All right, chat. We're here. We're cooking.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Ricky Wysocki going to Discraft?
Does Tyler add more bags and stuff to his room every week or no?
Yeah.
My wife does.
I think so.
My wife is just throwing stuff all over. My daughter's turning 3 next month, so there's some like party stuff going on behind me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just realized I looked over here right before I turned my camera on. There was 2 big Dollar General bags just on my that Lexi put there. I was like, oh, sick. That adds to the vibe.
Yeah.
I collected every disc oh my goodness. I collected every disc I own, and they're just sitting in a pile in front of my closet. And it's so bad. Yeah. It's like, I got to do something about this ASAP. I ordered more Veskin shelves, and I'm just giving crap away right now. Like,
Bro, I think
What concerns do you have, Tyler?
About that movie?
Yeah.
Is Sue Storm not physically attractive enough for
No,
you?
I don't know what concerns I
Bro.
have. It's just
got to get in Rivals then.
Yeah, you gotta get on Rivals.
Thing's
No,
busted.
they made Sue Storm Elastigirl for sure.
That thing's busted.
I don't know. I didn't get excited watching it personally.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry.
Anytime my buddy
okay.
plays, he'll play a tank and then just be like, can
I mean,
I please get snow bunnies on me?
my favorite
Just new snore, cloak and dagger.
They look the exact same, by the way. It pisses
Yeah,
my
me off.
favorite superhero since I was a kid was Superman, and I don't even know how I feel about the new Superman movie.
oh,
That's actually
gonna be
crazy.
good.
I think it's gonna be really good.
I think it's gonna be good too, but I
It's gonna be
still
good.
I don't want to get my hopes up.
No, get your hopes up.
Guys, something happened over the offseason,
It's
and
gonna be good.
I just have like James Proctor-esque smoothness in my putt, but I don't know what I did. It's the smoothest it's ever been, but I've never
Is that
aimed.
the word you would describe James Proctor's putt with?
Yeah,
Smooth?
like
think I
really
would.
smooth and powerful. Yeah. Just something about like it's coming out so flawlessly, but it's like so obvious I haven't practiced because it comes out perfectly exactly how I want, just a foot right of the basket. And I'm like, whoop.
Bro,
It's
you know
actually
how,
perfect, but
you
I'm still
know,
missing.
Isaac Robinson's got a little bit of like I don't really care what happens in his putt at the very end. He got that
Yeah,
little flick.
that's
I started
little
trying to do
lovely.
that. It's game changing. So good.
It is.
Corey's been talking about that forever.
I've been doing this. Like, you know how people do like their follow through and stuff?
Yeah.
I've been just doing this like while I'm walking up to the putt, just to remember, like just let it go.
Just
And it
doing a
works.
little. I've been doing this
Yeah,
a lot for years.
Yeah.
We got
are
a lot
live.
of practice.
I was gonna say something else about disc golf, but I forgot.
Hey Matt, you got some books on the shelf now.
It's a learned
been
man
having
right
books
there.
on the
It's a
shelf.
learned man.
No, these are all Lauren's. She said, "Hey, I'm gonna bring a bookshelf. You can put all your books on it." I said, "That's so nice." She brought it out, filled it with books. My books are still sitting in a box in the corner. So
Do be
gained
like
nothing out of the transaction.
that. It do be
Still
like
can't
that.
read.
Still can't read.
Tyler, when are you gonna do a kickflip with that skateboard?
Yo,
Should I try real quick?
500
Yes.
sub goal.
No,
Do
no,
it.
do not
Do it.
try real quick.
Yeah.
Wait, can we full screen
Almost fell.
Tyler for this stream?
Oh,
Yeah, wait a second. Bro's gonna fall over and knock his shorts off off his butt at the same time.
All right, Tyler, you're full screen, brother. Send it. Quick 100 disc real quick.
I'm 100% gonna shoot this board into that wall. I think it's like cement.
I
How's
mean,
that?
not a bad attempt. Not a bad attempt.
You were about to pull that off.
There was some
better
motion.
than I
There was
thought,
some
man.
motion on that board.
For sure.
I was nervous because the board was stickier than I thought it was gonna be.
oh, that's called grip tape.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. Come, you guys. None of you have faith. None of you.
Well, I
I've
just
been-
didn't know.
I've been
Why did you kick
curious-
the
I was
wall?
unfamiliar with your game.
That was
Scott's
Yeah.
telling 911. Matt saying it's a bad idea.
Hey man, we just don't want a death on our podcast. Hey, before we start podcast, let me rage on this stupid clip website that
Let's hear it.
Hunter suggested I used. Worked fine, except there's a feature that I checked off because it makes the clips bad. And I just went in and the whole podcast used that feature anyways. And then I clicked on the next clip and the feature's gone. And I can't check it off or on. So half of the podcast, literally, I'm trying to edit the clip of Tyler repeating Scott's question after we answered its question. And it does the whole thing and then waits 30 seconds and includes just the clip of Tyler saying Scott at the end. I literally can't do anything. It's,
AI be wild, man. AI be wilded.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm still convinced that it's just a bunch of like Indian dudes in an office.
Is it just
Well-
me? Corey's like super pixelated in Video Ninja, but on the stream he looks fine. So I think it might just be
He
me.
looks great for me right now. It
Okay.
might just be you
It's just me.
personally.
I look equally as weird on both.
Yeah,
Video
weird
Ninja
and
knows
under my
that for
face.
me personally, if Corey's coming through at full resolution, I will be too aroused to do the podcast.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's how that works.
Does anybody still have their buzzball container in front of them?
I do not.
No. I clean up after myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say Corey cleans up.
This is just where I work every day, so
got
I've been here a lot since then.
Dude, where I work every day is
I
terribly.
gotta
messed
figure out
up.
what my stamp's gonna be.
I have athletic tape, beef jerky.
I
an
thought you were
Xbox
doing
One
the
controller.
thing.
Yeah,
Corey?
Corey the thing.
I'm doing the thing, but I don't know what the thing is. Hopefully that made sense.
Yes.
Is this a real skateboard company?
I
Yeah.
relate to that.
It's like one of the biggest.
Is it really?
Real?
Yeah.
It's
Like
real.
real girl chocolate.
I got this board in San Diego.
yeah.
What age did
Yeah,
you buy
it's-
that board,
it's-
Tyler?
It's a huge company.
I got it maybe 2.5 years ago.
And yes, it did start with like the play on words. Like, yo, is that a
That's so
real
interesting.
skateboard?
Yeah, figured.
What kind of life were you feeling that you were like, I'm gonna buy a skateboard right now?
He was in California, dude.
Because
Yeah, but it was 2.5 years ago.
I had watched the lore of what's that guy's name? Braille skateboarding, who he got his like videographer or someone to like progress through tricks, and I watched them all and I was like, I'm doing it. I am determined to kickflip. That is my life goal. It's always been my life goal. And then I just gave up.
That guy's a piece of crap.
It's better
Yeah,
to go that way
that's
than
what
the
I've heard everyone
Scientology
say,
route,
but-
so you know.
I mean,
Well,
what?
No, like okay, so Braille was like the odd child out because it was like it was an internet brand kind of. Like everything started on YouTube. He was selling his own stuff like on his website, so it wasn't like through a distributor, so it wasn't like a core skate shop kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I guess after a while, he just fired everyone and like closed shop.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, took all the money and stuff.
Well, he gave
Yeah,
all
he,
his
like-
money to Scientology.
Did he give it to actual Scientology?
Yeah, he's
That's
a
so
very high-ranking Scientologist, which
Him and
means
Tom
that
So
you have
he
given
gave
them a
all
lot
his
of money.
to Scientology.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Yeah, I also
yeah.
in the same vein, I remember this so well. I was in Orlando for work when I was traveling for work and I had nothing to do, and I went through all of Johnny Geiger's YouTube catalog. I think I watched his entire YouTube channel in a week, and I was so convinced. I was like, dude, I'll buy a skateboard. I can do this right now.
So, but anyways, I was coming out of Mexico. We stopped in San Diego for like an afternoon, and
Was this
I just
the
searched-
tummy hurt really bad Mexico trip when you got back, or a different Mexico
no,
trip?
a time before that one.
yeah. This guy going to Mexico.
Just checking it.
This was pre-Buzzballs.
And so I just searched like, surf shop or skateboard shop, went to one, and I started looking around, and some guy convinced me. He was like, oh, you should get one, and we'll put it in this thing and whatever. So anyways.
was the
That was
thing
the
a
most
box?
chill way, yeah. Oh, you should get one, and we'll
Those
put
are good
in
as
this
skills.
thing.
Put in this thing.
we built it, and then because I was traveling, he was like, I'll just ship it to your house. So I was like, okay. So he shipped it to my house and
Dang.
Oh, you got
bought it at
got
the shop.
for real.
Nah, man, dude, that thing is good exercise in the summertime. Skateboarding around my whole block or whatever.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
good
it's probably true.
exercise.
You should find a pump track.
I don't know what that is.
They're popping up all over. It's like the asphalt. It just looks like a bunch of rollers and stuff.
Yeah,
We've got
we got a
one
pump
right by my
track.
house.
We don't have a pump track for skateboards. We have a pump track for bikes next to the disc golf course that I play regularly.
Or like a dirt one.
A dirt one. People just
Yeah.
pretty sick actually. But
That was something like I could snowboard. I can do like all of the decent basic spin tricks and everything in snowboarding. Just never could flip a skateboard. So sad.
Bring it to Charlotte this year. I'll show you.
Dude, I will be so determined.
You have to do it the last
Or
night.
actually, I'll just bring
the
my
last night of the trip, because of the first night of the trip, Tyler breaks his elbow trying to do a kickflip in the
Oh no,
parking lot.
he's not gonna hurt himself.
Dude, I'm not hurting myself. I'm athletic enough.
From seeing what he just did.
Yeah, that was impressive.
I have more respect, but I've seen people just be really good skateboarders and just die on an ollie.
I had to give it up. So when I was in like middle school, high school, or whatever, and I was in the metal band, or the venue that we played at in my hometown was also a skate park, like kind of venue skate park thing. So I always wanted to skateboard really bad. I was very fat when I was a kid and uncoordinated still to this day. So it did not go well. I tried to do like a pop shove it in my fucking garage and killed myself. I was like, yeah, I'm out of here, bro.
Pop shove
it's not for me, man.
I think I've made my butt bleed off of a pop shove it.
That's awesome.
Because they always land primo for me, and then it just like pops up. It's the worst. Respect. Yeah.
I think that's a pretty cool trick, actually. It seems so nonchalant.
It depends on how you do it. I've got buddies that they can jump and like where their feet are in the air, the board just like goes up to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's so wild. Cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones where you like just quickly kick it and spins and then you land on it, it's like, eh. But the ones that like actually float in the air, those are pretty cool.
Yeah. I wonder if I can find some of my old videos.
Like the guys who know how to like do that off of like a 6 stair or something like that, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do this thing.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
So we going with the emergency pod kind of vibe and let's just rail Ricky out and bang Ricky out and just send her home.
Yep.
When was it? Was it yesterday that it actually came out?
Oh, it's today.
No, I think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday, and the longer video was today.
What I thought too, but
are you sure?
Now I'm questioning myself.
Wait, can a Tyler address?
One day ago, Discraft Elite Team.
Oh,
yeah, just the announcement.
Yeah. The one of Yuli talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tyler, do you want to address your crash out before we get deep into the weeds?
I don't know how I'm supposed to address it. I mean, you got questions about it? How was I crashing out, though? What was the crash out? The fact that I was just kind of like trolling, messing around yesterday.
Well, they called the ChatGPT crash out for a reason.
I started off by saying I don't give a shit as a joke. And everyone just took it from my attitude from there. I was just joking.
I think the true downfall was that you had came in the middle of a time where the Discord was already wound up. So like that was just like
I texted Corey and I said, I actually am I'm just saying dumb stuff just to wind people up at this point. So that's what I did.
Well, apparently you wound Mac up enough that he...
I don't know how I wound Mac up.
Statement.
The funny thing is, he texted me, he said, I'm just messing with you. I'm pretty sure I wasn't even part of the conversation.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever really saw Corey in that conversation. Dude, you go through like the hour long. We have an hour 100 messages in an hour on the Discord, and you're like, man, I just read this whole thing. This ain't that bad. And you hear someone else come in the chat, and they're like, what the frick is going on? I'm like, bro, read the messages. It's not that big of a deal. But then if you flip the switch and you're the one who is gone for an hour and you come back to 132 plus messages, you're like, dude, there's nothing to even do here.
I was trying to wind some people up. That's why I don't remember the first thing I was saying I didn't care about, but then when the
disc golf season starting.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. And I was like, yeah, I don't care.
It was the most innocuous, like, hey, I was like, man, I'm so ready for the season to start. And I was like, who gives a shit?
You're like, oh, I don't care.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Wait, you could actually wind me up again now. I forgot it was so.
And then there was something else later on that someone says, and I was like, I don't care. And I was like, I don't care either. I don't remember what the second one was or whatever. But
I'm pretty sure that's when you texted me. You're like, dude, I'm just messing with you. It's not real. And I'm like, I haven't said a single thing.
Even been here.
I don't think I meant like you in particular. I was just saying, I'm just kidding around.
Yeah.
That's so
yeah.
Tyler punches Mike.
Yeah,
that's for the culture. That's for the culture.
It has to happen. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Are you? You good?
I mean, not 100%.
All right, well, what I'm hearing is there may have been a real crash out.
No, there was no crash out, but I definitely was on like my Sith Lordness yesterday and today, just because I want to just mess around.
Yeah.
So,
just making sure.
I'm sick of this weather, though. We're getting ice tomorrow. I'm getting 10 inches plus next week of snow, apparently.
What? Hey, yo.
Oh,
Yeah.
How could anyone even handle that much? Like, it'd be too much.
You just got to know your limit, Matt.
Yeah.
Where is this snow coming from, bro?
I don't know. I'm getting.
I got snow on Tuesday. 4 to 5 inches. Crap. Gosh, dang it.
I mean, is it more about
2 to 3
like,
on Thursday.
the length or the? I think we're moving.
I found out something cool about Michigan.
Well, it's just how it comes down, Tyler. Like, how's it coming down on you? That's really what changes. Yes, Corey.
If it comes down all at once, I mean, whew.
I was just gonna say,
nothing.
if winter hits hard, I guess Michigan gets protected by the lakes. Like there's some
That's
weird,
nice.
yeah, like the lakes pull in a lot of like the cold and moisture and stuff like that.
when they
so
say
we
like
don't get-
lake effect snow.
well, yeah, but we always talk about lake effect, like we get more because the lake's
Yeah.
like pushing the snow onto us. But I guess the temperature like gets
our
basically
our-
brick walled.
Yeah, our lake effect is because we have I wonder if it's because your lakes are so big that they're like it's hard for them to drop in temperature all the way down.
Yeah.
And so they're blocking it off versus our lake is small enough that it's pretty easy for it to drop in temperature. And so then we add to that lake effect.
Yeah. One of my coworkers was talking about it and he showed me a temperature graph and like everywhere around the Midwest is like 30 below and then
is it because
10.
is it because of maritime
Maritime
I have
laws.
no clue.
maritime weather is what it's called? That's what we have on the East Coast. That's the reason why we are not as severe as the Midwest, because the Midwest is what's called continental weather. Because there's no body of water to regulate the temperature.
What is a ocean but a really big lake? You know what I'm saying?
But it really is a continent.
False.
Back
I think
when-
it's the other way around. I think a lake is just a small ocean.
Back when we had
a lake could be a small
Pangea.
ocean.
Also,
Yeah.
there's only one ocean.
If you really think about it. Yeah.
Gulf of America,
I'd
baby.
You know? And then also I saw something weird. Oceans don't mix.
Yes.
There are actually like more than one
Yeah,
ocean.
you
because,
see
like,
them
the
lines,
water
bro.
is
Yeah.
weird.
Don't be wearing green around the Pacific, bro.
And my little
I feel like
and Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
all
like
flat
the Indian Ocean doesn't get enough credit.
That is true.
You
It's
never
actually
hear
the
about
Native
it.
American Ocean. So
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my
Politically
bad.
correct.
Please and thank you.
yeah. Couldn't tell you where.
That
Isn't that just
yeah.
like the Pacific Ocean, like South Pacific Ocean?
Well,
Right.
Maybe
It's
we
probably
should
Pacific
not
Ocean DLC.
look at the chat as much, because the whole crash out thing has led to us talking about oceans.
That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of the
Get off
pre-pop.
topic. So
Everyone
fast,
knows
bro.
That was talking oceans.
was talking oceans with the Unfinished Business podcast. Hey, we got to talk about something because Tyler doesn't give a shit about the season this year. So
It's gonna be a tough kid podcast.
we're going to talk about something.
Yeah, we were talking about the disc golf pro tour season, and he's thinking we're just talking about seasons.
Seasons.
He's like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
give a
see
shit.
Yeah, this is yeah.
that. Oh.
That would be funny.
I feel like the spring season doesn't actually start until the Masters come around. Once soon as the Masters come around, that's springtime for me.
Bro,
What time or when's that?
Guys, it's supposed to be
April-
freaking sunny tomorrow.
April
What?
something, yeah. Guys, I'm telling you right now,
No,
though,
that's not-
if we're
that's
talking
April
about future field
10th to
trips,
the 13th.
you guys come down this way in February. I mean, it's humid. Like, I've been sweating, but the weather's
Yeah, that
peak
would be
right
the
now,
move.
bro.
That
It
would
is
be the
peak.
move.
I need that.
I don't like how you talk about like, oh yeah, the weather's like it's humid, dude.
Bro, let me tell you. Let me give you
It's been
the
negative numbers.
Let me give you the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-day forecast right here. All right, today
la, la,
high
la,
76
la,
and
la.
partly sunny. Tomorrow high 76, partly sunny. Friday high 77, partly sunny. Saturday high 77, partly sunny. Sunday high 77, partly sunny. Monday high 76, partly sunny. It's banging. And I
Come
suck
here
at disc golf.
Come here when it's August, and it'll only hit a max of 88, and you'll have a great time.
Oh yeah, I'm about to be dying. I was proud of myself last year though. When I was here before, I was like, "Oh, it's too hot. I'm not gonna play, bro." I committed last year. I was like, "I'm gonna be out there, and I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna like it." And I
have
did.
so much hair on my head. It's bad.
I just want to die.
How many days did you do? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know. It's through Sunday.
The highest is tomorrow. It's gonna be 38.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I popped 52 tomorrow.
46 tomorrow afternoon after we get, right now it says 2 to 4 inches of snow, but it's supposed to be ice. I don't know.
Yeah, you know where you're going to find me tomorrow afternoon, regardless of how windy it is.
We're getting snow. I don't know what's going
Guys,
on.
But then next Friday, it's supposed to be 40 here again, so who cares?
I want
I don't
everybody
know.
to know that my mouse right now, shout out Pure Track, use code Ursa, will not change DPIs, and it's stuck at a DPI that's not my normal DPI. So this thing sucks.
Everyone turn up their DPI as hard as possible right now.
My buddy that I built a PC for that has no idea about PCs, we just went to fix his thermal paste the other day, and we got there, and his DPI is just ridiculously high.
Bro, that's how one of my friends plays too. I can't do it, man.
He's like, but no, it's not even because he wants to. It's because he's like, oh, it's just always been this way. I never knew
didn't know you could change it.
I just learned how to deal with it. I'm like, you're playing RuneScape. What do you need this for? Like,
calm down, bro.
You gotta have the change on your mouse pad.
Well, that's what he has, but he just
that's what I use when I would play Call of Duty. I could just quickly switch when I'm sniping to different DPI real quick.
It's crazy. That's a respectable Tyler.
Thanks, man. Send it.
56. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Unfinished Business Podcast, episode 56 live.
Hi.
This is an emergency podcast. We did not plan to record this week, but we've got huge news. We've got Ricky Wysocki confirmed to Discraft as of yesterday, February the 4th, 2025. So we're going to hop on, do a quick little episode purely dedicated to Richard Wysocki and how we feel about this move. So I will say, I'll start off by saying there were a lot of rumors about this. I was still surprised. I was in the boat of like, this is all a meme. Ricky's not leaving. It's too late in the off season. Like, there's no way. And then, lo and behold, once again, as many times in my life, I am wrong. So how about everybody else?
I'll just say this. I'll start off by saying Discraft has about 55, a little less than 55,000 subs on their YouTube channel, and Ricky's Building the Bag has 40,000 views in 8 hours. So if you think that Ricky going to Discraft isn't that big a deal, you're wrong, because I think it's a massive.
Would you say it moves the needle?
It moves my needle, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
much.
it moves the needle. I'll tell you that. I will agree with that statement.
And I feel bad for Ezra Robinson because I feel like he was a new, young, upcoming guy. They're an exciting piece of shiny jewelry. And I feel like this is how I can explain it, right? Ezra is that brand new piece of jewelry that just came out. And Ricky's coming through, who is just like that fine, old-fashioned jewelry wine coming through, where when you get that one piece in your jewelry shop, you're like, wow, and everyone comes to look at it. So the Malta and Ezra, no one cares about it anymore. And Ezra's like, hey, I got my in the bag coming up soon. No one cares at this point, I would say. We're all eyes are on Ricky Wysocki. It just happened.
I still care.
I do too. But I mean, like, you can't tell me we all rushed to watch Building the Bag with Ricky. We all watched that in a matter of like 15 minutes and all commented each other about how dumb it was of someone else picking out your disc in your bag.
Yeah, let's I know Tyler had written some questions down. I think that's a great segue right into that, just in like of the off-season moves for Discraft, right? Like, who gets you more excited? I think, Tyler just kind of provided the answer that Ricky over Ezra for sure. I think it's hard because, again, Ezra, I do feel bad for him because he's the up-and-comer, right? Like, you're expecting him to win. Like, and I think I'm a Prodigy apologist, but I think it almost is a little bit because it's harder for me to like identify, like, I don't know what Ezra was throwing with Prodigy, right? But a big reason I wanted to go see Building the Bag with Ricky is like, I want to know what Rick's going to throw because I have like years documented knowledge of what Ricky likes to throw. So me personally, as someone who doesn't know a lot about Discraft, I feel like that tells me a lot about those molds and like what he's looking for. So yeah, I would love to say it was Ezra, but for me, it's definitely Rick. Just having that, proven decade of being a top 3 player, having a huge switch like this at this point in his career. And also, I do want to highlight a 3-year deal, which I feel like is more than I was expecting, at least as far as contract length. So yeah, it's definitely Ricky for me as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't shocked, but I was very impressed with how well Discraft can do, like, just the whole shebang for a person.
No helicopter though.
Is it weird that this was more hype than the helicopter?
Is it though?
Yes, because it was done correctly.
I think I was.
I feel like if Discraft did the helicopter, it would be like bigger.
I mean, Ricky got the helicopter. He got the on-site interview with Luke Humphreys. I mean, he got the disc like immediately.
I think the difference.
I know what you're saying, Corey, and I feel like they did a better job of taking a lot less to get more hype for the amount of energy they used.
I think for me, the big difference between the DD announcement and the Discraft announcement is simply that Rick was on Trilogy before. And I think the writing was more on the wall that he wanted out of that Innova deal, where, with the Latitude 64 back, he was throwing a lot of DD. There was already kind of that overlap where this is something completely different. And at least for me, much more unexpected. So I think that's why it's hit a little bit harder than kind of the helicopter, which was more at the end of the day, I mean, it was sick, but more of a meme than anything. Right.
Yeah.
I just want to know, how many more people can they sign?
That's my question. It's like at this
and
point,
why?
At this point, we've got AB, Paul, Ricky, all on, plus a bunch of other players. Ezra just pops on there. We've got all these. Innova has Calvin and Bradley.
Yeah, so I looked up beforehand. Really? I was going to bring this up because I have kind of a take that this might be potentially kind of bad for disc golf. 2024 top 10 point standing, 50% is Discraft now. 30% Discmania, and then what is it like? I think Calvin is the Innova guy, and Isaac with Latitude now. But does it go Discraft, Discmania, Innova? So I can read it. From 24 was Gannon, Ricky, Nicholas, Calvin, Isaac, Paul, Ezra Robinson, AB, Chris Dickerson, Kyle Klein was the top 10.
Dickerson is on Discraft too.
I was kind of surprised. Chris had a sneaky good year last year. I feel like
he had a good year, but not his standard year. Yeah. But the thing was, he was injured. That gets overlooked.
Yeah, right.
He had not a broken hip, but a serious hip injury.
Yeah, I know Ricky mentioned how he put it was he was going to the Dodgers of disc golf. I mean, you think of it in that sense in a sport that doesn't have a salary cap, and obviously the whole team thing's misconstrued in disc golf, I think anyway, not to open that can of worms again. But they're dominant for sure in the sport, and I think it could be a point of diminishing returns, right? How many good molds do you have to put a player's name on to sell Tour Series discs when you've got, the Avengers on your side of every good player?
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Discraft, and I would even throw Innova in there. They are like the Walmarts, and all of the other companies are the homegrown local store. I don't think they're playing with the same amount of money.
Yeah, definitely.
Discraft sells so much that I feel like they have gotten to another level, and it doesn't matter what anyone else can do. They're always going to sell discs.
Yeah, I think that's valid. And I think you're right. Discraft and Innova definitely, even if Innova does nothing, they're going to be in Dick's Sporting Goods, and that's going to push it a ton there. But my question is I think what Taylor's saying is how much more value do they really get from one more pro? At what point is it no longer worth? Let's add another pro to the roster. Well, I think you're going to get from Ricky, but
we also have to look at they weren't really going for Rick. Right. It's not like they were hey, we're going to steal you out of your contract.
Right.
We already knew there was shaky stuff with DD, and they were probably yeah, come on board.
I think one of the positives for Discraft, what they do probably better than most other companies, especially House of Disc. Like the Kale Zones or like all the new Signature Series stuff are like $18. Like they're not the $28 Isaac Robinson disc, right? Or like the $32 Generals. They're reasonably priced discs. So it's not like you're, paying a ton more for something that is a Signature Series versus, just a Zone off the rack.
Well,
So
even the
go ahead.
buzzsaws or like the fused stuff, that's only I think 22 or 23.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
Disc golf is healing.
Well, I don't think
back.
Discraft. I don't think Discraft ever peaked over like 25. It was either $23.99 or $24.99 were the tours.
Signatures. Oh, okay. Then I think $24.99 sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've never gone past that, and I think they know like it's better to sell more and to have more people like coming back than trying to go, oh, this is $32.
Yeah.
Come help support this one guy, and then you buy one and you're like, well, I'm never doing that ever again.
Right.
Yeah. My main question that I was thinking about that I sent to all our group was like, who won this partnership? Was it this really helped Discraft? Like, who helped who more? Did Discraft help Ricky more, or do you think Ricky's actually helping Discraft more at this point?
I think Discraft is going to help Rick more at the end of the day.
I
think Discraft does a much better job marketing their players, which we know. But I was also actually looking. I've been thinking a lot about did DD fail Rick? Like, what really went wrong there? Yeah. If you look at Rick's Signature Series of discs, General is what, like a 12404, got the Slammer, got the Felon. It's like the most overstable stuff you can think of. I think, that's one thing that Paul did really well with his line. He's like, I'm not going to throw a Hades, but I'm going to make a Hades because there's a lot more people that can use that can use a Venom, right? So I think that Discraft has that down to more of a science of like how to push and promote a player versus really any other brand. And that is, play is there with Rick. That is not something you need to worry about unless his Lime flares up again or something completely random. Like, he is going to be a top 5 player. And I think of all the chess pieces like you can give that to, who is going to benefit the most from it, it is Discraft. But in that, I think that helps Ricky more because he's now with the best fit as far as like who can market me the best.
Yeah.
It's sad because I feel like the type of person Ricky's like this like little bit of an outcast, quirky guy, but still really good, which I feel like was Discraft before Paul Macbeth got there.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel bad that like Ricky was either the approach that Discraft had for Paul was never given to Ricky or had the chance, at least that we know of. Because I feel like this is a great fit for like Ricky's image. I think he like fits in very, very well with what Discraft does, I think. So the one thing I was thinking about as well is that I would love to know the lore of how Discraft really got Paul Macbeth to switch from Innova to Discraft. That's something I've thought of because the reason why I'm thinking about that is because they're just pulling everybody in at this point. So it's like, imagine what Paul has done for Discraft to give them the money to be able to continue to do all this stuff. But also, like, what did Bob Julio or what did these other guys do at Discraft to really, like, start this, like, legendary run, in the last 8 years, pretty much, when they got Paul.
Yeah. That's interesting. That'd be interesting to know some details. I'm gonna spite back a little bit. Kevin's in the comments here. He says the value of One More Pro. Ricky's in the bag video was posted 9 hours ago. Has 42K views. Paul Macbeth posted a battle video with Dylan Cease 10 hours ago. 10K views. I think this is a brand new signing. Rick was also one of the top players of last year and had $9.99 signature Saki Bomb Felons sitting on Dynamic's website for 6 months. So I think that Ricky does do a lot or could do a lot. We'll see. I would love to know. If I was Ricky, it would be so interesting to see, like, if he changes nothing about how he promotes discs, how many more discs does he sell versus Dynamic? Did he have those numbers? Like, that would be such an interesting thing. So that's just my thought. I do think this could work really well for Ricky, as Tyler said. And I think it's going to work well for Ricky. But Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a note on that comment too, like in the bags always do insanely well. Like I just looked his 2024 on his personal channel in the bag got 35,000 views. And like a new player gives you 4 times the amount of value as an old player as far as the manufacturer side. Just real quick, I think the biggest thing that Discraft has done as far as like your question, Tyler, is like being incredibly player centric and player helpful in that. Like one of Paul's longtime frustrations with Innova is he could never get a number of how many discs he sold. Like that's why he kind of messed around with what his signature models were. Like he was throwing the crate for a long time to like see how much he could move those because he just could not get insight into how much he was truly worth. Whereas Discraft's been like, hey, join our team. We've got a marketing department. We'll get you a logo. We'll get you a website. We'll sell and pack all the orders through our website. Where a lot of times, I mean, especially back then, players were doing that. Like you were trying to sell discs. You were sending them out. You were trying to like find ways on the road to do this. And I think one of the biggest thing that Discraft has done there is like brought that in the house for them to like take that burden off the player. I know that's one thing Paige Pierce talked about a lot as well. Is like, hey, like I don't have to try to sell discs on Instagram anymore and ship them myself. Like they'll just ship them out of the Discraft warehouse, and it's so much easier.
Yeah.
I was very curious what he was going to be throwing.
Yeah. I know
what he was interested in throwing, I guess you could say.
Before we talk about
Go ahead.
Before we talk about this in the pod, we said like they did such a better job. Or we're talking about it in the middle as well. They did such a better job with Ricky's just looking at discs and picking out discs than the helicopter. It's because we're a bunch of nerds, and that's what we all want to know. And so when you say let's put 2 pros in a warehouse digging around and finding stuff, we're instantly gonna watch that. But yeah, like Corey said, I'm super excited to like see what Ricky's throwing. And then on top of that, they're just going to make Raptors that are going to be almost the exact same price as a stock Raptor that are sitting there that just look a little different. And even if you're like, oh, I need a Raptor, you're never going to be mad about grabbing something that looks like a Z Raptor with a little extra stuff on it. You know, like it's kind of a double-edged sword there where they're making stuff for him and then they're popping it on already popular stuff that looks really similar already.
They almost took the Raptor and did the same thing they did to, what was it, the Meteor and the Scorch.
Yeah, that's what
where they did like the 2
like
stamps. That. Yeah, it's almost like they won by saying, "Oh, we could just do the double stamp for Rick, and then not worry about making a new logo for the Raptor." I thought it was hilarious that I don't know if he like was supposed to say this or what, but he was like, "Yeah, Bob's really trying to get me to throw the Zone GT," which is really funny. And I also think that's what happened with the Malta with Ezra, and I'm curious if they're like, let's just try and push discs that we know that don't sell that well. And I have a theory that it's not that Zone GT that he's going to have. He's going to have the ringer top.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I think they can come out with that because it's already PDGA approved, but they haven't made it a real mold yet. And for Rick to have like a signature, like that's his disc or something, people would eat that.
We can't say this. We have to say this. I feel like Foundation Disc Golf had a real impact on the amount of people that acted like they were about to throw banger zones like nobody's business.
Oh, easily.
Only to immediately never discuss it again.
Yeah, that fell off real hard.
Yeah, any warehouse tour would be good. I think in this case it made sense because Paul Yuli is the team captain. But go ahead, Tyler.
But how about Yuli telling Rick and having a discussion about the Scorch? Like, oh yeah, like this is like your long like turnover comeback. I'm like, bro, Ricky throws a flex. He throws a Scorch on a flex. That sucker is never coming back. It's just.
I mean, he did say that. He was like, I can throw flippy stuff. I don't want to.
Like I'm sitting here listening to this conversation of brother-in-laws, which I thought were like decently like knew each other, but I felt like they didn't know each other. And why doesn't Paul just say, hey, Rick, you know, what kind of disc are you looking for? And then ask that question instead of, you should do this, you should do that. It's like, dude, who wants to sit here and watch Paul Ulibarri tell Ricky what he should be throwing? Like, what are we doing here?
That
was dumb.
I just want to point out too, I thought it was hilarious how much Rick was gassing up the Luna, by the way. Was like that.
Wanted a Luna so
I think there was a lot of
and
immediate questions of like, oh, is he going to throw like Paul discs? Is he going to like throw shade? And then immediately that whole video is like, yo, where the Lunas at though?
Let me get those Lunas.
Well, I think it's funny that I feel like Paul stepped away from the Luna because of the Kratos. He's like, oh yeah, I really wanted like a beaded putter that I can chuck and putt with and stuff. What?
I gotta stop.
Yeah,
Everyone,
there's a
please,
fraudulent comment in the comment section right now.
Hammer DG in the comments of our live stream. Come join our live stream. Just said Discraft doesn't even have a stable approach, do they? Excuse me, what?
This is from the mind that brought you.
Everyone, spell it out in the chat right now.
Oh
This is
my
from the
gosh,
mind that brought
what?
you. Discmania was the first to do personality discs or like creator series discs.
And Discmania is the first to do a stiffer plastic on the outside, a softer plastic on the inside.
Hey, you know.
So
Sorry, Matt. I
What
thought
do you
that
mean
face was
zone
about
isn't
the
a
Luna.
Oh no, I agree with you. I agree.
He
I was like, what do you mean?
He doesn't really care about it.
Which
Well,
shocked
he
me
cares
is-
about the Luna, but he doesn't. It's not like his go.
Did
it's
Paul
not his
actually
nose.
switch to
I think he's
putting with the
putting-
Kratos as well? I thought he was
Yeah,
still.
He is,
oh.
yeah.
Oh.
You're
Look at
talking
that.
3-speed, bro. What the difference between a 3-speed and a 4-speed is, like millimeter.
I cannot look at the chat because this is going to devolve into a flight numbers
Yeah, we
conversation.
can't-
I
we
already
can't-
know.
yeah, we
This
can't
is-
do it.
Let's stick on this. Mike, my thing is this, right? So I'm gonna wrap this thing up, but I'll ask Mike my last thing I'm thinking about. By the way, is Brody still on any part of Discraft's team in any capacity?
Yes.
Did I miss?
He's on the.
It's on the tour team, I think.
Yeah, tour.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
So
So,
the level
I was
under
wondering.
the
I was
team.
Yeah, I was wondering what involvement there is and how much money is involved with that.
And
My thing-
honestly, I don't think that removes the Get Freaky. Like, he's
No,
always
they just
gonna
said
have
they're
the
going to
Get
sell
Freaky.
it all through Foundation instead. So like all of his,
Yeah.
like they're still going to make discs for him and merch. It's just all going to be through Foundation instead of like the Team Discraft website.
Dude, the harp is a 4-speed. Okay, sorry, no more chat looking. Okay,
Either,
my-
either
I'm
way,
glad
they
there's
have the
people in our chat.
extreme.
I just can't right now. We're in the emergency
Either way,
pod
they
mode.
have
We
the
can't get
extreme, and
distracted.
it's a 6-speed. They have
Yeah.
the drone. It's a 5-speed. There's a lot of approach overstable.
my main question is this. Okay, are we going to see some Paul and Ricky collab of any sort at
yeah.
all for
Oh,
the
yeah.
next
I would
3
guess.
years? Because
I
I'm
would
telling you
think
right
so.
now, any collab that Ricky and Paul does of any sort, everyone else on that elite team is like non-existent anymore. No one
Yeah.
gives a crap about anyone else if we get Ricky and Paul doing collab work. Maybe AB gets
I'll say
involved with that.
Maybe
because
AB. Yeah.
AB gets a little
those
more-
three are kind of tight. I think AB and Ricky, I don't know how tight they are, but they live near each other. But those three can do work, and I feel bad for everyone else because they're just non-existent then.
Yeah. And
I
also
don't
AB
mind
and
that.
Ricky just popped their first podcast episode out on Jomez. So that's
Yeah, I think
fun.
they're pretty
They just popped
close.
a pilot episode. Yeah, I think they're decently close.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't mind that either. As Corey said, like if they're gonna be doing it and they're gonna be doing it well, how am I gonna be mad? And how is Discraft gonna be mad, you know?
Yeah.
I also don't think that the Paul Ricky. I think that's more on our end that we think they're rivals.
Yeah, I was
I
about to
think as
ask.
soon as the tournament ends, they go back to being buddies. I don't
I
think it
do.
was
there,
There
like,
was a
big
phase where
beef
they
or
did
what?
not like each other.
I don't know if they're buddies.
Yeah, there was.
I don't think they hate each other, but I don't think they're buddies.
There's
Like,
somewhere
they're
you can
two-
go find a radio interview where like Rick talks for like 10 minutes about how at some worlds down the stretch, like Paul was like very much trying to, in competition, but like trying to say he didn't have his disc marked or whatever, and like any rule he could get to like stroke Rick,
I
and
heard
like they
that.
were very like fired up about it. So there was at least a time, which I mean, before they were both very good, they were also tour partners for a time too. So like there's both sides of it. So I definitely don't think it's something like they absolutely hate each other, but there's definitely a time where they did dislike each other.
It's just such a dynamic that we've been all waiting for in the disc golf world. Like, imagine if Tiger and Phil Mickelson got on TaylorMade together and started collabing with one another. That would break the golf internet. And so that's why I'm saying anything with Ricky and Paul is going to break disc golf. It just is. Like, I will be so locked in to watch whatever content they put out.
Yeah.
One guy's a hyzer flip guy, the other guy's a flex guy. I mean, come on.
Match made in
Mac,
heaven.
I'm not even gonna address
I
that.
will say one thing about Ricky that I've noticed is when he does videos on his own channel and it's very like relaxed, he's talking almost to just someone holding the camera instead of the camera. He's way better at speaking.
Absolutely.
When he's trying to close a video on walking through the Discraft warehouse, he goes on for like what seems like 10 minutes of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say at the end, but thanks.
Yeah.
And it was really awkward.
He's definitely so much more comfortable on his own channel, just like talking with someone he knows who has a camera. It's actually, it didn't help. Like the way that cameraman like dragged on him as he was like outroing, but also walking to his putting putters at the same time was not a good work.
What do we think about the putting putters?
I knew he was gonna have something. That was the biggest thing with Innova. Like if you, I was like, that was still when I was peak. Like watch every round of every tournament on Jomez, like insanity. When he was on Innova, his distance was definitely like way different than any of his trilogy days, but his putting was horrendous. Like in terms of Ricky putting, where you expect if he's within 60, he's gonna make it. And I think that was a lot to. I mean, the Dagger is a very unique putter. I don't think I've felt a putter in my life that is as deep as that thing. So that was my first question with Discraft. Yeah, of like, what is he going to putt with? Definitely deeper than a P2.
Oh, dude,
I've never felt the Dagger.
So it's like a cereal bowl. It's insane.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Who do you think anyone from Discraft is going to pick up on his disc?
No.
I was going to putt with that thing.
It's a very unique putter.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if
anyone
anyone
on one then.
Yeah, on DD is gonna or had done that or was using that either. But no, that's the fact they're already like 5 or 6 iterations in too.
Yeah, that was interesting.
This thing will get ready, or they've had some idea that this is happening for a while now.
Do you think what percent do you guys think this impacts? You know, I mean, season's coming up. We got picks to start making soon. Like, is anybody picking Rick top 3 for first event of the year? Fresh on a pretty new bag.
I'll be the first one to put it out there that Rick could win Worlds.
Yeah.
What's the second event?
I mean, that's not really a wild take, but he's got to win Worlds eventually.
What's the second event this year? First is obviously Florida.
Florida and like then Texas. Yeah, I was say one of the Texas tournaments. Texas? He does well in Texas usually.
Isn't there? I was gonna say, isn't there one that he's won like every single year?
Texas State.
He won. Yeah.
I think he wins one of the Texas ones. I think he does decent in Florida, but he's still trying to figure it out, and then he wins one of the Texas ones. I'd love to see him with a giant cowboy hat.
Yeah, so Supreme Flight Open, Waco, Open at Austin, Music City Open. So there's no Texas States.
Austin's the one where you get a hat, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm. I want, for some reason, have you ever seen that picture where they photoshopped Big Germ's hat way bigger?
Yeah.
I want a cowboy hat.
So far, like
from Scary Movie 3.
So far, the cowboy hat winners being Gannon Burr and Nicholas Antala are like so peak, like people that would never actually wear a cowboy hat in their life.
Yeah, the funniest.
I think
go ahead.
I feel like that would be a good stamp. Cowboy hat and then like raptor legs.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like Ricky needs a copy.
Yeah.
This is starting to get out of control. I think Ricky needs a copy and paste.
Okay, Tyler?
I'm great. I think Ricky needs a copy paste whatever AB's got in his bag for right now and then go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's going to end up being there's like a generic Discraft bag. Mm-hmm. That like that's kind of what Paul was doing. Paul Ulebear like kind of walked through and said,
just like the staples.
One of these, you need one of these, you need one of these. I think it's going to be a lot of like Nuke OSs. It's going to be a lot of Venoms. It's going to be a lot of like zones, maybe Zone OS.
Yeah,
it sounded like he was excited.
He's
about
pretty
the Swarm.
flexy.
The Swarm is like Buzz OS, so that makes sense.
I could see him really fitting well with the Buzz as well.
Yeah. I mean, everyone does when they get to.
When Paul was like, "You need a Buzz SS," and he was like, "Why? I want a Buzz up," and he's like, "You can't get a Buzz that flips up, buddy. Your brother-in-law's with the guy. You've been on Discraft for who knows how long. What do you mean? You don't have a Buzz that's a little beat up for the guy?"
Well, yeah, but I wonder if there were cues that like Bob said, "Hey, Paul, don't let him say that he's allowed to like take people's beaten stuff. Like you have to go straight off the shelf."
Or maybe like, hey, mention Buzz SS, mention the Scorch, mention, that would make
I also thought it was very convenient that he found a Tim Barham Buzz SS.
And Tim was the one like in the warehouse
years ago. That has not that's not supposed to be in the warehouse anymore.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think.
That
have one
Tim
of those.
planted that there from like his collection. He was like, I'm gonna put this right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, this is gonna do numbers.
But
for
also,
him.
like Rick can beat up stuff in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
As many rounds as they play and as hard as they throw with stuff, they figure it
Ricky
out.
throws. Let me just tell you right now, the disc comes out of Ricky's hand. Like AB throws far, right? And a lot of other guys so far. Like, Simon throws really far. I'm thinking of guys I've seen in person. AB, Calvin. But the disc comes out of Ricky's hand different than those guys. I mean, Ricky's just like all just upper body, not even the arm. It's just upper body, and it just explodes, dude. He throws so far. So it'll be interesting to see what he's actually throwing for a distance driver. I bet it's the Venom. It has to be.
Yeah.
He was throwing the Enforcer with like the most stable plastic he could find at DD. So
I'm trying to think of some out of production molds too, because like when they did last year was really cool. They did their Pro Tour series, and then they did Signature series, which was like the off season. They got to pick a random disc.
Yeah.
And Chris Dickerson did like the Predator, which is a very old, insanely popular mold. Like if you go back to Doss's In the Bag, he basically said like I threw Forces, I threw Predators, and then I putted. That was it. So if they could find something for him that's like out of production but bring it back as like a limited run, I think that would be a really good idea. Maybe the Punisher or something. I think the Punisher is like the same numbers as the Force but flatter.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
that would be cool.
What do you think the Tour Series plastic is going to be this year? Because they always do something crazy, and they haven't released the cap wrap yet for 2025, and that's usually what the plastic is going to end up being.
I think it's going to be that confetti stuff that I got in the zone.
I think, yeah, that would be a good one.
Confetti Z, I think is what that was. I think it's.
That was
Is it? Oh, confetti crystal.
Yeah,
cool.
Okay.
yeah. I think it needs to be like the clearest, or else it doesn't look good, or so, I don't know, something weird.
It needs to be something manageable.
Yeah,
but it's always that more overstable for the pros or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that one year, was it 2000 or 2020? They had a run of their tour series that was like pretty understable for their stuff. I can't remember.
that's true.
I said I thought there's a chance it's TI. We'll see. Just because that they redesigned TI at the end of last year.
I'm saying something different.
I don't think it. Well, no, I don't think it would be just generic TI. I think they would be a mix. Because like 2015, they did something. I think it might have been a Ledgestone run, but it was like TI Flex. It's probably the best feeling plastic I've ever felt.
So the new TI stuff they made in Paul Macbeth's discs were so bad they had to like turn around and fix it like immediately. It was so bad.
Yeah, that one was bad. But then I've heard good things about the other TI runs they did right after that. After they did the fix, so.
I felt one and it was better, but like the ones that they ran, oh my gosh, it was so bad.
My buddy Eric has one of the new Lunas, and he
that's
said
what I got.
it feels insane. Like
I got the first run that they sent out of those Lunas, and then I immediately sold it.
Oh, okay.
Because
this one's probably off the shelf, so
glossy.
it's definitely after they fixed it. It would be really funny if they did something like putter plastic for the tour series.
Putter blend.
OD.
Yeah.
Or like, what was this like super flexible swarm that was like the Ledgestone thing? Like just to put that on everything for the signature series
or something. Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna throw this out there, but I kind of hope Discraft doesn't hear it because I might have plans. But if they do the confetti crystal and then they do a bottom stamp reversed so you see through the disc. Do you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would actually
like
be
basically
like the old
stamp
Lunas, like
itself
the
is-
5 whatever Lunas, the 5X Lunas that had the top and the bottom.
Yeah, but so the bottom is like actually like mirrored.
Yeah.
You can't read it from underneath, but when you flip it over, because they're going to be crystal. I mean, if they are, they would be crystal, so you could read it.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody
I'm
got
excited.
closing thoughts on Rick?
He looks great.
I am
I
more
think he's more excited than ever.
I'm more interested in watching Rick this year than I was last year.
There you go.
That's a great thing.
A couple quick sponsorship things I wanted to touch on that I don't think we've talked about for the emergency pod. Two things. I want to know you guys' opinion. I think that the media, has slept on Evan Smith to DD. Evan Smith ended up top like 25. What was he, 22 in the world at the end of the year?
Good player.
He
Outside of the
turned up a little
Instagram like picture, have they done anything about it?
No,
No.
not that I know
Okay.
of.
I've seen Parker Welk is doing a lot of YouTube videos on like DD molds,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. I wish I could also see Evan Smith doing it, but I
can tell you, I still don't know what Evan Smith looks like. That may be a
do
me
because
problem, but like,
So he was on
That's
Clash
not a you
last
problem.
year. He was on Clash last year, and Overthrow is sponsored by Clash. So they had him in their building doing live streams all the time and stuff. So I could actually pick him out of a crowd. But yeah, he's very generic.
Evan Smith.
But so is Parker
pretty
Welk.
generic name.
So maybe Evan Smith is doing the YouTube videos, and I'm just like mixing them up. I don't know.
By the way, did you guys hear how Parker Welk was told he had 2 days to make a decision to stay with DGA?
I did not hear that.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
I
2
heard that.
days. 2 days. DGA said, "Here's your deal." It's pretty much the same thing they offered him last year. You have 2 days to make a decision, and he was like, and he's also said he didn't think about touring this year. It was just going to be he was going to play certain events and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he was trying to figure something out quick. So he pretty much said he doesn't want to throw DGA under the bus, but he thinks they kind of duped him a little bit.
It would be funny if there was just one person that forgot to give him the contract, and then they had a deadline of like when they were announcing the team.
It's like,
so they're
oh, we were supposed
"Oh,
to send you this
crap."
like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, you only have 2 days left. I'm so sorry.
my
And
bad.
then, like,
Yeah, but he also admitted like it was probably my fault that I wasn't speaking to more companies earlier.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, bro, you're a business. You got to be thinking about
Yeah.
that.
One more thing I wanted to hit on too, I don't think we've talked about. If you haven't listened to, Casey White recently did an interview on the Upshot, which was like a very candid, like really good interview with Casey White. But he mentioned that his new Discmania deal is purely Discmania made plastics, like no more Innova made Discmania mold. So that is something that they have written into his new contract. So I don't think we talked about that, but I think it is very smart for Discmania to do, and I would
very
not be
smart.
surprised if they add that into all of their future contracts.
Yeah. Very smart. And now Casey has to replace 95% of his bag because if you ever watch it in the bag, it is all ridiculously old Innova stuff.
It is.
So
Well,
I don't think that's it. See, honestly, with all these pros, I don't think that's an issue. I think that's more of like creature comforts of I know
like
what this
confidence in
is
the
gonna
disc
do.
specifically, less than like the flight of the
I've
disc
had this
itself.
disc forever, so I'm going to use this one. I mean, it's the same reason I'm still using Baby Blue,
Right.
and not beating in a new Marvel. Actually, I am, but it's a different slot. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just the confidence of like I know what this disc is going to do. Now he just has to fill the bag with the same stuff and then just beat it to crap.
yeah.
it sounds
I
like
think in
Gannon's
my
putting more new stuff in his bag.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he likes honestly, Gannon to me feels like a person that likes a new disc and like how it flies. So I could see him being the one that like after a couple tournaments, just swapping it with a brand new one because he knows like
Yeah, I mean, I
what
think
it's gonna
Gannon's
do.
play style too lends itself more to I need new and overstable versus like I
Yeah.
need like Casey's more like that Woods type guy, like Kaiser flip type
Yeah.
guy. So I think it makes more sense that he's like I like the old like beat in, like it isn't going to get
Yeah.
more flippy kind of thing. Where I think you're spot on. Where Gannon's more of like if this isn't flexing out immediately, I need a new one in my bag tomorrow.
Yeah. Tyler always brings up golf in our podcast, so I'm going to bring up skateboarding.
Nice.
Haven't in a long
are
time.
what you did about Phil Mickelson and
I did, yes. But other than today, I have
I
didn't
haven't
bring up-
done that in forever. You did it.
I didn't bring up
Yes, I did.
golf, but I did actually bring up golf.
He brought up
But what I
golf
was gonna say
first,
is
but not
I-
golf itself.
Yeah, I'll bring up skateboarding, and that's usually how pros either get new shoes every single time they go skate, or they're the ones that have holes in their
Right.
shoes like constantly, and they're just like filling it with like basically duct tape and glue. I don't know.
I will say in Casey White's case, yeah, I agree with you, Corey. It's probably just a comfort thing, but like if I was Casey, I would just be so more inclined to try and sell stuff that you could buy the exact one of. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
obviously, I mean, I don't know if he cares about that as much. Obviously, he cares about the Skywalkers and things like that. But now he's got it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Before we shut down this podcast, just want to give an update. 44,000 views on the building the bag.
La, la.
Climbing. All right,
4,000 views in the last hour
since we've been podcasting, and we have not 4,000. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this kind of more concise little emergency pod. Like I said, not exactly planned, but we wanted to hop on. Obviously, we had a ton to yap about with Ricky. We'll be shutting it down a little bit early. I'm sure we'll be talking to the chat a little bit after. So if you do not come join the live streams, we're here on Wednesday nights, 7:45 Central Time, live every other week right now. Sorry, faux pas on my end. Check us out on Spotify and YouTube after the fact as well. Like and subscribe, all that nonsense. We also have merch and affiliate links with Foundation if you would like to support the podcast. With all that being said, we're going to start getting more into like actual season stuff probably pretty soon. We'll probably start some too early picks with our next episode. So excited for 2025. It came really fast. Everybody flash your sponsor in the camera right now. 3, 2, 1, go. Got it. Super Bowl this weekend. Who's everybody got? Tyler's got the Eagles.
Eagles 41-31.
Getting specific. Oh my
Detroit
God.
Lions.
Got them. I got the Eagles as well. I hope they win.
I got the Eagles as well. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're out of here.
Bye.
Good night. All right, hold on. Quick thing before we get out of hand. By the way, Scott, big Braves fan, but I'm certainly starting to lose that vibe. Let me tell you something about the Super Bowl right now. Teams that have had a bye who play a team that didn't have a bye in the Super Bowl since 2003 are 0-10. I don't know if that's a good thing for the Eagles or not. But odds are
I think the Eagles are going to win because they have the minor color on the logo. And there's a conspiracy going on. And then they released next year's logo, and it is completely blue. So hopefully one of the blues is the Lions.
has to be.
Obviously, people are saying like
Titans.
Bills and Lions,
Making a
but
run,
there's
maybe.
also Chargers has like almost like a North Carolina blue. Rams.
No, the
Yeah.
Rams. Oh man, Rams over Lions. No,
I don't. I mean, it would be cool to crush Matt. That would be fun.
All
But
I'm
I
saying
don't-
is
Eagles-
Cooper Cup's
Eagles are
leaving the
getting
line.
to-
Cooper Cup's
Yeah.
leaving the Rams. He's a 30s injury-prone wide receiver that used to be good. I have not seen a more fitting Tennessee Titan in my entire life.
Wow.
It's what we
I
love.
almost want to be a Titans fan just to join you.
I don't want to wish that on anybody.
Listen, I'm a Lions fan.
No, I'm
Outside of the last 2 seasons, we have been worse than every team.
It's true.
So I'll be a Titans fan all day long.
The thing about the Eagles that has to be depressing for a lot of people who don't like Philly is the fact that they're not only like one of the best teams in the league, they're also the youngest team in the league. So they're not going anywhere. Sorry.
Man, the Titans were in the playoffs
Are they the
recently.
youngest?
If you just look
They
at
are
the
the youngest
Titans,
team.
like
Average
quarterback
age,
draft
25.
history is so bad.
Oh. Okay.
Why?
I thought you were talking about like the Eagles.
Oh, like the franchise.
Oh, no,
I'm like-
not the franchise.
I'm like, they've been around forever.
Yeah, no. The average age of
Okay.
of
No.
player on the team.
Well, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you want the youngest players?
I know that's what I'm saying. They're not going anywhere. Like
I don't think people
mean,
are mad
people
about
who
that.
I think people are mad about the Eagles in general.
Good night.
No.
Guys,
I
there
really
are
thought
so
you meant,
many.
like, yeah, the Eagles was officially created in 2001 or something like that.
There's so many Colradolin pipelines online. I just grabbed this pipeline. I forgot how good this pipeline is. That just such a good disc. I'm about to buy 8 of them right now. Before
I've only lost one pipeline, so I don't need.
The
I used to
new-
always. I would
new
always
guy.
buy like 3 or something like that of certain runs that I really liked. But then I'm sitting on like 2 or 3 discs. I don't need.
I've got this SP pipeline. I have a green used SP pipeline, and then I have the Midnight Flyer. But I kind of like these because they're a little flatter,
pipeline,
and I can throw them for like finesse.
Are you talking
forehand.
about the graffiti ones like this year? I don't know if I like them. I have one.
I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't
OG
think they do.
pipeline.
I feel like my fingers slip off because of the plastic. Like it's like kind of slick.
I'm actually about to buy like 3 of these right now, just because.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised there's not a premium plastic surf yet.
There was one.
I heard there was.
I think.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
I
you
think
did the
they're-
video.
honestly, I think they're waiting for the season
Mm.
because then they can put someone on it.
I thought low key they might put Ricky on DGA.
Aaron, go to another round's website. I think they
Use
usually have a
code completely
the limited
corn dog.
run. Yeah, never mind. He already knows.
I don't know if they.
Pipeline is
Okay, is
maybe a
the
slightly
surf-
straighter than an FD1.
FD1 is. You're talking about new FD1. New FD1 is super stable.
Oh, is it actually?
I mean, the pipeline is even more understable than an FD, like a new one.
Yeah, I think
the
I'd agree
ice
with that.
surf
I don't know what I'm
stamp
talking about.
like the new. You know how they're doing all of their stamps over, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm about to mute myself.
Okay,
Oh, brother.
see you later.
Well,
See
keep
you
talking to him
later.
though. It's fine.
Oh, but
Tyler, Do you know if it's the good? Speak to us.
no, I think yeah.
I know if what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Mute
Continue.
yourself, dude.
Mute yourself, bro.
Okay,
That's
Tyler.
bullying.
Hold on, Tyler. You need. What are you doing? Oh, you're on the phone.
Important
Okay.
business calls. It's actually DGA calling him right now.
Yeah, it's finally the call up. He's been waiting.
Yeah. I gotta mute myself. No, honestly, I think the ice surf. I don't know if that's the new like logo design that they're like pushing
Or
out.
if it's the new Spark one.
Yeah.
which is very
That's
similar.
yeah. I would love to get a Spark surf. That sounds really.
I would love to get Spark pipelines, but now I'm worried that they're not going to be like this. Whatever this run is that everyone has, and I get for super cheap, for $15. I just bought 3 of.
Yo, man,
Why does
I
it
got
say
one of those.
Finish line?
If you want it,
I think he's. Do you actually, Taylor?
I do.
How does a pipeline fly compared to F1?
Hand it over, buddy.
Oh, finish line. I'm so confused.
I think what he's saying is he getting the call up from finish line? And then
Oh,
does
no.
Bonanza to finish line move the needle? That was rude.
I think
Corey. That
yes.
was rude.
I think yes.
I think Bonanza moves the needle. Yeah. I'm putting a bunch of you guys remember when we had this conversation in Discord for like an hour where I'd been throwing a disc that I thought was an interval for like 6 months. Turns out it was a Daytona because there was no naming convention on the bottom of them.
Mm.
And so Tyler threw it when I met Tyler, and he was like, "That's a really stable distance driver, Matthew." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But it's a
Bro.
pink Daytona.
My
But it's so beat up now.
Are
that
you
I'm gonna-
sh-
I controlled
are you
it.
sure?
my pink interval is more stable than my Daytona.
Do you have it?
noticeably.
I have.
Show me.
Yo, all right, real rap raw. We got to get real in the chat room. B Mac Vic Flood and B Back Vic Mac. How much will it take for you to come to my house and fix what is wrong with me in disc golf, please? That's what I need. It's so sad, man. I'm in like the best disc golf weather, and I'm in like I can't play. I'm terrible.
Have you played like every day?
Yeah,
Maybe don't
Terribly.
do that.
but it's so nice outside.
No, I'm saying like take a day and not let your body like do the bad habits.
Mm. I mean, yeah, but it's so nice outside.
Frick you, dude.
See, these look really identical, but we took the picture of. If I can line it up right,
The pink one's definitely an interval.
we think or no?
No, it is.
But these do
You
not fly. I mean, this is a pink disc, but I have a yellow
They're both
Daytona.
intervals. Show me the rim again.
This is an interval. We don't know what this is, but I compared it to a
Show-
Daytona and an interval today, and they're just so similar to each other already.
They look like both intervals. They have like
Now
the
wait.
bubble.
Now wait, let me add this to
Mac,
our-
I'm so down. I need help. Scott, you're also invited. Oh, you could maybe make that happen, actually, Mac. Maybe make some motion there.
Austin Turner did a Bonanza video?
Is Austin Turner back to
Tristan
Discraft not just the most heartwarming story you've ever seen?
Corey.
Hi.
Here is 2 Daytonas next to it. Or this is a Daytona in my right hand.
Yeah, the other one's an interval.
You think so? It's so hard to tell. I'm covering up there.
One's a full loop. The other one has a bubble.
I wish I knew what you meant by bubble.
Flip it upside down. Now go like this. The Daytona is just like a quarter pipe. The interval is like a roll in. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Do you see the little bubble? Like it goes like this. It goes like.
Oh, if you're in Birmingham, that's absolutely happening. I will be there. I will make that happen.
It's not actually a bubble. It's like.
I know what you're
Actually,
saying.
hold on. Let me just grab 2.
See, I know I see it, Corey. I see it.
He sees the vision.
They're so similar. So what it must be is I have a
Bro,
of course Corey.
why
walked
does it
away.
look like Tyler's getting the worst news he's ever received in
Oh
his
my
life
goodness,
live
yeah.
on the podcast right now?
Corey, I see what you're saying. This must be because it's pink. It must be just the most stable.
I'm telling you, I have an
Interval
interval
of
that they
all
sent me
time.
that is that color, and it is more stable than my Daytona. That thing is a tank.
So Daytona it's just like a swoop interval, which hey, this is Bubblegum Bomber. This is the most stable thing I've ever. It goes like this. It goes. Woo.
I see the vision.
Corey, these are probably from the same run because they sent out they set up the in the bag ones instantly, and they also did team ones instantly. Anyways, I'm trying to put this back in the bag as my overstable like fairway or distance driver that I can flex, just because I've already like beat it up a little where it's a little more manageable, and also it's way cheaper to replace intervals than anything else I own. But I don't really use it.
You know what I'm gonna say?
I'm convenience sake. I'm not trying to buy more discs right now. If you're saying buy a Hellfire and make it happen that way,
No. Composite era.
that as well.
That thing,
That would be
I mean, you'll see in my round on Monday. I threw that thing like this, and it fought out. I'm like, yeah, the thing's a tank.
I really
Corey, when I text you, did you think that I aced?
I honestly had no clue what you were talking about.
That's what I was trying to convey. That's what I was trying to convey. I was like, bro, it happened. I
the
swear,
guy-
halfway through the flight of
bag?
that disc, I was like, that is going in. Like, I have done it.
Just wait for my reel today.
beautiful.
Nothing in my brain said it was an ace
Marble.
run. Oh my gosh.
Isn't it
Nothing
in
in
the
my
bag
brain
right now?
said it was an ace run.
White
It
marble.
was just like wait for the reel because it's going to be like a good video or
The
something.
best
like
thing
that.
ever.
Bright pink P2. I have literally 10 P2s I've acquired for $5 a piece.
Busting.
Athena from this guy that I'm trying out. This turned into it in the bag. Sorry, boys.
I love it. Keep it going.
I've got a little too much. I want to thin it out. Sector, goated mid range. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna replace it with one of those white ones after I dye it. Ultra.
Bro,
These
let me
ones
tell
aren't
you
really that
something.
stable.
I genuinely, no gas, think that Broderick Ultra might be one of the best discs in my bag right now. I
Mid-range is
love
Different
that thing.
differences.
I love that thing.
For backhand, it's great.
By forehand, it's
know
great.
what is- Actually, last time me and Mac played, I fixed the wobble on. I know what causes the wobble.
He's still thinking about the wobble. Tyler is down so bad right
my
now.
gosh. Tyler just heard they hit the second
He's
power
like, what?
bell.
He's like, what do you mean I have 2 days to decide
Like if you
if I'm
enjoyed
DGA or not?
Yeah.
Hole 1
I'll
at my
blink
local course.
too flippy,
Corey,
honestly.
you probably know Hole 1 more than anybody. You watch all my videos. From the shorts, I have put that ultra to 5
You're talking
feet,
about the
4 rounds in a row.
You're talking about the one with the tree and like the
Little
light
forehand.
post?
Yeah.
I love that. I want to play that hole so bad.
Supra,
for some reason-
stupid beat up, flips up to flat.
I think
For
the
some
composite
reason,
Supra could save me.
Composite
All the Supras are nice.
I think that could save
Yeah.
me. I think that could be it.
Rock 3, this does nothing different than a sector at this point because it's slightly beat up. This is only in there for comfort. So that's lovely.
Nothing wrong with the good old Rock 3.
I need to
man.
send you your stuff, and I also need to send.
Oh, I was going to tell you 2
Tyler
things.
his
Just
stuff.
Venmo me for shipping when you send it. And 2, if you're
Yeah.
never going to wear those Drew Gibson dad hats, I will wear them. If you don't want them. No pressure.
Taylor's a big data hack guy.
I now have like 5, so yes, I will give you.
Let's
I have
go.
so many. He sent me like a few of them before too, like just randomly.
Torque. I'm saying this quietly just because I have it in there. You continue conversation.
I mean, I'm,
okay.
I'm enjoying the
Tyler's
passive
even quieter.
information.
Firebird that Tyler found for me at another round after I threw mine into the lake at Winthrop. It's been in my bag ever since. It
I'm
is
fiending
honestly
for another
almost a
Charlotte
torque.
trip, by the way.
Me too, TBH.
Fiending.
Drew Gibson, Halo, Scepter.
Those things
just
are
like a
nice.
brand new Firebird. Yeah, I was just like, oh, I need a new Firebird. H7 might be too flippy, but this one's so gas.
I'm telling you, dude,
I might go H5. Well, that's the thing.
H5
Right
is
now,
so good.
any power level pops this up to flat and turns it, and it's like it's really fun, but I kind of need one more step up in stability. But I got these I have this really old H4 that I could do it with, but I want something that's at least like I can get more of.
I don't think you guys understand what I'm telling you right now. I genuinely don't think if you gave me a diamond, I could throw a roller with it. I think it would hyzer out.
No, it wouldn't.
Corey's
I
checking
swear,
out.
I'm literally not kidding.
My diamond is
Please read
so
Mac's
flippy at this
comment
point.
because that is the funniest thing.
yeah.
The vibes are crazy.
Too many distance
so
drivers.
good.
Too many distance drivers here.
Way too
Mamba, goated. Mamba, goated. These are just backups, so I guess I can be like okay with that. My baby, the era. I'm not yet as good as I need to be with this disc. Wraith.
What color is that era?
Salmon.
This is like it's like a pinkish red. I really like it. It has
Where
this
did you
smooth
get
shoulder. You see how this shoulder is smooth? It's got a smooth shoulder. The only way I've found that is other red eras. So then I bought like 3 off Infinite using a double discount code thing to get them for $7 a piece.
the tech.
Dude,
Don't tell anyone. I
Mac
might get in
can
trouble.
vouch for me. Red eras are ridiculous. I don't know
How
if
so?
I don't know if Broad, because Broad wrote on one of them, and I don't know if he like cursed it or what. It literally will not do the correct thing ever.
Doesn't do what it's supposed to.
Did you watch the toboggan in the snow video?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Of course.
The one on hole 8 where it goes towards the street, like it goes past the trees all the way. It almost goes into the road.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
We played our local course, and it's just like a straight wide open with trees on both sides, like farther down. It hit the tree line on the right, like before there was even a tree line. Like I don't know what's going on with that disc.
Let me describe this. This era, I had 2 eras and I was testing. They had the exact same stability, but this era just ended 40 feet longer every time. And I was like, what do you mean? That's not how this works.
The red ones,
But
are
it
good.
did. But
that's not
what is it?
red.
What's I don't know what it is.
swear-
If
I know. I'm saying I
um,
want that.
My first
here,
round
let me-
white era,
it
I was
looks so
testing it
good.
when I reviewed it. After I reviewed it, I was pissed because I was throwing it really bad, and I just like threw that thing from not even where I was filming from. I had forehanded it up to that spot like another 100 feet, and then just threw it again to try to throw it. I swear I threw that disc 600 feet. It was the farthest throw of my entire life. I don't know
I have
what
a
I
blue-
did, but
Are you
that
talking
thing
about
went
the one
so
with, like,
far.
the tire track?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those still. I'm always afraid to lose it,
That thing's
even though
sick.
it's not worth anything. It's not like
It's
a
worth
like a
something
5
to
claw
you.
or something. Yeah,
I've
Those
accumulated
are
just
so
a,
cool looking.
a stack of these eras. So the first finish line disc I ever got, this one is the only exception. It has it's not as smooth of a dome. Then I got two from that have the exact same dome from Infinite, and then this guy's my baby. But for some reason, the difference with them is it either is smooth or there's a little divot right here. And the divot ones just go 40 feet less far. I don't know why it is. It doesn't make any logical sense.
Mac, aerospace engineer. Let's hear it.
Yeah, give me some data, Mac. And then I have a Wraith and one of these Evelina destroyers. I would like to replace these with just one single interval, but
Dude, that red.
that's it. They're really nice. I'm not gonna lie. They're like
that color is so nice. I have it's like red, like fire engine red.
When I went to look for the rest, Mac, let me get an exact example.
See, these say orange.
Orange. I want to throw a disc like a normal human being again so bad. You guys don't understand, man.
I want to play disc golf with you.
Let's come on down, bro.
I'm trying.
Come on down. No, it's half that it's really nice outside and half that the next 2 weeks I don't have a lot of work, but the 2 weeks after through the end of February and into March, I will be working like 60 hours a week. So I'm like really trying to take advantage of my time here, except I am just absolutely embarrassingly dog shit at the game.
Mac, do you see these two? I know it's subtle.
Oh, I can see it.
There is a smooth dome on the left era, on this era, the red one, and a slight divot on the right era. And all of these eras fly identical. These ones that have this smooth dome just go 40 feet farther every time. I don't know what it is. So I have
it's exactly 40 feet.
40 feet. No, I specifically remember I was like throwing shots and I was like, I couldn't find it because it was getting dark, and I just cleared a fence like 4 times in a row that I don't typically clear because I was just like at that power level.
Sending them.
I was just like, oh.
I did not take the new job, Scott. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you take the new job?
Scott has a question.
Yeah. Dude. Hey, Scott has a question.
I guess I should just swap out.
Corey, when are we getting these bag prototypes, man?
That's such a good question, man. I've offered him multiple times. I said, just hit my line. I'll Venmo you whatever you want, man.
Same.
Well, I want to make the first one so I know it actually works. I know it does work. But I want to make one and then I'll make more.
I have a question for this group in the chat room. Should this be the time? If you're unfamiliar with my game, I have thrown approximately 4 to 5 Discraft discs lifetime. Should this be the move? Should Ricky get me to just like build a Discraft bag?
I think you should do a video where it's like, I built a Discraft bag because Ricky built a Discraft bag.
Because Ricky went to the Scraft.
Yeah. I never thought Rick would go there, so now I'm bagging Discraft.
Wait, they got Z Jawbreaker misprints for $12, bro. Who's cooking in here, man? Who's cooking?
Anyways, thank you for this in the bag. I'm now putting another pipeline in as a backup.
Clutch.
That's my favorite part about a Squatch bag is you can just pop a disc in as a backup and never touch it until you need it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I also have 3 intervals in my side compartment.
I don't want to hear it. We have this conversation almost daily.
Every time, man.
Almost daily, and all you say is, "No, I can afford it. I'll buy it right now."
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then you don't. So go get an Atlas.
Hey, use my affiliate link. Everybody in the chat for Atlas bags. They bang.
They bang.
And by bang, I mean they make a sound when they hit the ground when it falls over. Because I have 16 discs in mine.
They bang. Did they make a C-line? Is it TES? TD?
No, they have not made a C-line TD yet.
Only STDs.
At least the newer ones. Only STDs, which are surprisingly stable. And I thought that was just me. And then Bedanza Disc Golf threw it, and multiple other people threw it, and it was all surprisingly stable. And I was like, huh.
One thing I do
No,
want
that's
to grab
cool.
is Bodanza put his original Infinite stamp on
Yeah.
some Radiant eras.
Mhm.
Got to get me some of those.
How does a Radiant era fly compared to the one era that I have, the tire track one?
I would say it's slightly more stable when you get it, but after approximately 2 trees,
Duval.
The frick.
Bro, I will tell you right now, by far, my favorite finish line mold / disc is that Radiant Rally. That thing, I love it. It's so good. And I love it. And I just want the world to know that. That's all I'm going to say. Little flip up forehand, man. That thing is gas. See, Max here to hurt my feelings by saying Radiant Era is a goated roller disc when that would be like a stable 10 speed for me. Especially right now, I could probably not get that thing to flip up because I'm.
I've never. Every time I play with Mac, he's way worse than he gives off. So I don't know if.
What a nice comment.
No, it's funny because like he posted in the
Radiant Era is a go to roller disc. He's trolling, right?
he posted. No, he's not. But
I also
at the
have
same
been
time,
considering a Rufus
like,
for those in the chat.
He posted his weekly challenge 10 down. We played the same course last week. We didn't shoot anything like that.
You intimidate him, man. You intimidate him.
I think it's
Yeah,
just me.
Are you
I
telling me
didn't
a
even do anything,
Rufus
though.
is $325? You guys are rich, man.
What's a Rufus?
Wait, who has a
It's the
Rufus?
small pound bag. Aaron Connor in the chat room,
Oh.
which I respect because I want to get one. I just,
Yeah. When did you buy that though, Aaron? Like, was it long enough to where it was
both
like,
for
I've had it
comfort
for
and
years?
financially. What if I was? Would you guys still talk to me if I was a card guy?
What do you mean?
If I was rolling,
I
on
would
the
talk
cart?
to you. I would talk to you less. That's for sure.
Respect.
As a guy who will be a cart guy in probably 5-6 years, maybe, I will speak to you less.
We had a buddy in my other disc golf group who only throws Discraft, Talk Up Discraft, and Ricky and all this kind of stuff. And I told him, I don't remember how it got started, but I said, I'll get a whole Discraft back and go out there and smoke you by like 5 strokes. And he was like, bet. So like
All
the
Taylor
whole
wants to do is just play against.
Dude, we're about to get a second in the
and
bag.
build a new tag. Or
Corey,
build a new.
Corey, you got this, but no one else did. So I'm gonna let you know.
I know, but Matt just did it in the bag, so now we're getting another in the bag.
Yo, should I get my
And
bag?
And we had Ricky's in the bag.
I
I
thought
can go
about
to my car.
messaging you guys and saying, should we go
It's-
all do in the bags right now for this?
Bro,
pod?
I only got 15 discs, bro. Mine's quick.
I can go to my car.
All right, I'm going fast. Ready, steady. So here's the deal. He said I cannot throw more than 25% DGA as well, which that isn't going to fully happen because I don't have enough Discraft to fill out my whole bag. I don't think. Steady BLs, putters. My 2 zones are going to be the Jawbreaker zone and the another round Jawbreaker ESP zone.
What would you describe that disc as that in Discraft's lineup?
This one.
Yeah. You just
Another
had to,
round.
If you just had to give it a word, like what you do with that disc,
Forehand or backhand. I don't know.
would you
It's
say
it's a domey zone.
would you say that
Let me
you
see if I can-
approach the basket with it?
Oh, absolutely. I would approach the basket.
I didn't know if they had one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's
Yeah, some people have heard of it.
Right now my most understable is going to be like the PL Rift. Then we've got the my really straight guy is the Buzz Glow ESP Flex Ledgestone 21 edition. Best one I own in my opinion. Also, I beat it into perfection. Then we got an SP Rift for a little bit more straight, but some bite at the end.
Those things are sick.
Yep. I've got a Sting as my understable
We were
fairway.
just talking about that disc, Taylor.
I've got a beat-in old pipeline for like a little bit more hyzer flip pipeline, and then I've got the Midnight Flyer pipeline. I don't think this is going to really make the bag because he's going to start getting pissed off seeing so much DGA, but Bonsai's in the bag right now. A little bit more stable guy. And then my more stable throwers are going to be the Paige Pierce Raptor, and then I've got the Captain's Raptor first run.
Is that like Corey's that's never been thrown before?
Oh wow! This is the. This is going to be a really good disc. This is the Jawbreaker ESP Undertaker thing. This does hyzer flip and bombs. It's pretty much a distance driver. It's a cheater. Corey says do not bag the Avenger SS, so probably won't bag it. Maybe I will.
I said, what are you needing this for? And you said it's either an Avenger SS or a Thrasher. And you said flip up, turn, and I said Thrasher because the Avenger SS is a roller.
Matt, correct on that last comment you just made. So anyways, Thrasher is going to be right there just in case. And then drivers wise, I've got a Domi Zeus, which is really hard to find. A really beat in Force pre-flight numbers, going to be awesome. A regular Red Force, and then a Nuke OS. That's what we got in the bag right now. That's going to go down for the Discraft Showdown this weekend.
We had video of that somewhere?
Dude, I can't.
Aaron, there's a lot of I took a Buzz SS for my weekly challenge this week. A brand new Z Buzz SS is pretty dang stable.
I will say I threw that one. I think it was Corey's.
More stable than you think.
Than when we did the bag swap thing, and that thing was sick. I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Corey's in the bag is next week. Actually,
is it mine or yours, Corey?
Tune in after next week's pod.
Oh no, it's downstairs.
Corey and I will do it in the bag.
My bag doesn't change.
His bag doesn't change.
I can literally name off the disc right now.
Yeah. Normally I would be throwing. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I'm throwing right now. I'm just changing.
Oh no, Aaron, I like the stability on a Z Buzz SS. I don't need the ESP. I have the ESP.
I've never thrown a ESP Buzz SS. Only this.
I did. It's nice. It's just a tick flippier.
You know what we all need to? I might bring
Buzz
this
balls
disc for everyone in Charlotte. X buzzes.
X buzzes.
X buzzes. They're so fun,
guys. Why are we getting more viewers in the after party than
because it's
actual...
the better content? I'm going to tell you guys something.
Honestly, I would listen to this over our actual
Pro Tour talk
podcast.
I'm going to tell you guys something for free right now. They had it right back in the day. That's all I'm going to say. I put in that Infinite off-brand KC Pro Rock, and that thing flies so good, man. Just put it on some hyzer, and it just flips a little bit the whole way. Just lands flat.
Crazy. I hate the KC
so good
plastic. The plastic is so, like, I don't know. It feels weird. I guess you got to really beat it in is what you got to do.
Yeah,
just
I have like 5 of those things.
Ricky Build the Bag is 46,000 views.
That was the Drew Gibson signature Glow P Blend Inca. Everybody loves that signature run.
Just an update.
Didn't even stick, brother. Didn't even stick.
Dang
it.
That was almost cool.
On my weekly challenge, I four-handed my Buzz SS in the trying to get to the basket. It comes in early, tips off a tree, perfectly goes into the basket, hits the very top edge of the rim, and just drops down and just ruined my life.
Is anyone gonna try any of the Climo discs?
I'd like to. I don't want to spend any more money.
Yeah, I feel
off of the arguments we've had. I feel
inclined. You're about to spend some more money. Probably tomorrow. I could probably send them tomorrow. I'm gonna send them tomorrow.
Dude, I've been following this ESP capped wrap cotton candy thing on eBay that's down to like below $10, which is a must buy. I'm not pulling the trigger because I don't want to spend more money on this.
That's a good question. Is there a new challenge or I think we're saying
continuation.
Yeah.
I'll say my challenge that I think would be really fun to do next week. Or I can share it here. It's whatever.
Share it here and then we'll confirm for next week.
Yeah, but if I share it, you cannot go out and do it. That is sick. Okay, so it's opposite. Sick. Opposite the blues and the pinks on the disc.
Oh, it's more blue.
So that your pink is my blue and your blue is my pink on eBay. Yeah.
So it's more blue than pink?
Yes, more blue than pink, and that white stamp is so clean.
I handpicked this. I was like, cotton candy. If I
All
could,
right, tell us.
if I could do one colorway of a bag, it would be cotton candy.
Wait, chat. That would be
Okay.
such a good. It would be
That
so
custom
goated if we
found.
said we could do more than one.
$600.
Okay, so you can go out and do another round. I mean, I want to go out and do another round,
You
but
just
at a
can't
different,
vote it, or you
at
just
a
can't,
different, I can't keep it. You can't keep.
yeah.
You know. All right. So my idea is this: you got to choose 3 disc and a putting putter. You get to take 1 understable disc, 1 neutral disc, and 1 overstable disc. Any disc you want, and you got to go out and play.
So that's it.
That's it.
Define neutral.
I'm not gonna lie, I was
Um,
typing to Scott. What'd you say?
I would say that's a great question. I think neutral would have to be like a consensus of what neutral is. Like,
Did you just define neutral with the word neutral?
I don't know what I did. I'm just saying like a T-bird, right? We know that's a very neutral disc. It's
Yeah, I was
straight,
gonna say what
but
Hammer
it's got
said,
a
where
2
like the
fade.
turn and fade has to equal to 0.
There's no fair. Oh, I guess there is a fairway driver, but like, I
But
don't
would
know.
you consider like a 0-1 still?
I would still
neutral
think
because
that's
Yeah.
neutral. Yeah.
okay,
Or
That's-
like the
well, that's what
pipeline's
I'm
a
saying, it's
0-2.
like, it's a -1-1. I don't know why they.
Yeah, but it is so much more a -1-1.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Okay.
Aaron, you're. Yeah,
I'm just
well,
making sure because I don't like.
I don't mind Kevin's description either. Combination of turn and fade, no more than +1 and no less than -1. If we have to get precise, if we can't say more than just like. But I'd love to assign.
But then
real
again,
numbers
like
to
you
the
talk
pipeline.
about a Luna. Is Luna a neutral flying putter? And that's got crazy flight numbers. So that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
my
I don't
gosh.
want to leave it to.
And we're back to the flight number talk.
Well,
I don't
okay.
no, you
okay.
have to make
Hold
it.
on.
You have to make it. I agree with you. Todd.
For the Luna, the updated is what 3402.
Yes.
The extra glide, I think, acts as a turn.
See, I think the opposite. I think more glide keeps it in the air, so it makes it more likely to get
Oh,
stable.
I forgot Taylor had a code. My bad, Taylor.
It's not actually a code. It's just
I'm talking Luna specific. Like you
And-
could
and
like it's 3402. It could also be like 33 -1-1.
Yeah. I mean, it should just be like a general, like, it's a neutral flying disc.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't be devious with it, because I would love to throw the pipeline as my neutral flying disc.
So,
So
the point of the challenge is to have fun and do something new that you haven't done.
So what was the actual challenge? I missed it. Sorry.
Oh, this is not the one for this week. That's the thing. I don't want to say
No,
it
yeah,
and
yeah.
everyone go do it.
Oh, is that with
That's after this week.
No. Is that
Yeah.
with putter or
Yeah,
with
yes, with a putter. So you got a putter, and then you've got any understable disc, any overstable, and any
Okay.
neutral.
yeah, we can confirm within ourselves that no one's being zesty by what the disc they picked, but
It's true.
hopefully,
Yeah, I see. A PD2
All
is
the
not
challenges.
neutral. A
Yeah.
PD2 is not neutral to
Hammer,
anybody.
you better have the most insane PD2 of your entire life that is 130 grams and you've beat up for 2 years.
I already know what I got my discs.
Yeah, I'll probably take a pipeline, a ultra, and a mamba, maybe.
I'm gonna take a Stardust Tomb that's overstable. I'm gonna take a Concrete Tomb that's neutral, and I'm gonna take a T-Blend Tomb that's flippy.
And
That
you-
actually would be really funny if you played really well. with
I just
this.
like my best score by far.
Yeah.
For my flippy, should I go Slipstream GT or Avenger SS?
Slipstream. Come on.
That's
dumb
so
dumb
flippy.
question.
That is so flippy.
Not a dumb question. It's a question I already knew the answer to. I just wanted to say it out loud. Did I show you guys that message from Discraft?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, I'm really hoping that one, I don't know who actually uses the account. It's definitely not Bob or anything like that. But I would
Robert
love-
himself.
Oh
Maybe
my
Bobbert himself, boys. Chad, I'll be honest.
Please.
It's rivals
Actually,
time.
I'm about to DM.
Yeah, I'm about to hop myself up off here.
Yeah, it's rivals time, boys. I'm gonna go get my butt beat as Captain America for 2 hours. So
About to message Tim.
Is a -2 neutral.
yeah, a Valkyrie is so neutral.
Yeah.
Have you ever thrown a mantis?
No.
Really good.
Who brought me a
Used-
mantis?
that-
Who
that
brought
used
me a
to be-
mantis in Charlotte?
That used to be my pipeline slot.
Tyler, I thought you brought a mantis that I threw in Charlotte. Or who brought that?
me.
Maybe it was
I know.
Corey?
I think I did.
It was nice.
You took it, and I was kind of mad because I was like, I've never thrown them before.
It took way too many straight
My
discs.
Stalker was
disc
nice.
I
is,
just could not grip anything in that.
dude, my best hyzer flip disc I've ever thrown is anything that's like 9 whatever glide -3-1. I'm so good at hyzer flipping that disc. I don't know why. Heat, Sidewinder, Sphinx, whatever.
Bangers only.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it in the Discord, but do you guys want to do like a too early
Gosh,
picks?
why are we peaking at 12 watching right now? And Taylor's
I
about
didn't
to
hear what
call.
Taylor said. Speak to me, Taylor.
Do you guys want
Yeah,
to
sorry,
do
go
too early picks? Next week is like the main event.
Heck yeah, we're doing all that stuff.
Because if we stick to every other week, next week will be one pod, and then we have one more pod, which is the week of chess.com. So if we do
think
Wait, what are we
like
doing?
if we do too early
Too
picks
early
like
picks,
last year, where it's
pod.
like we just go through like the first half of the season and say who's going to win for next week, and then we'll actually talk about chess.com the week after.
I
Are
think
we
we start.
back to weekly?
I think we should go back to weekly starting the 19th. So we skip next week and then go to weekly on the 19th, 26th, the 5th.
We could do that too.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
just
Or
ruined
do
my.
we, are we
You guys
thinking-
just ruined my Captain America watching schedule. Oh my goodness!
or are we
What?
going weekly starting again next week?
I was planning on watching the new Captain America movie on the 19th.
Here's
and
the
I
thing.
planned it out so well with the pod.
I can't do next Wednesday. That's the reason why.
Oh, this is the real secret behind this.
There's no secret. I'm just saying.
I was like,
can't
"Well,
do
we're
it.
just gonna swap it out, no reason." And then he's like, "Oh, well."
I mean, it adds up. I think if we skip next week, I mean,
And then we go every other from that point on.
or we could do every
Every other.
every
No,
or
it'd be
every other. And if Matt wants to go watch Captain America, we just get Mac on because he's also an experienced podcaster now.
Matt
That would
tried
actually be
to
great.
suffer through blueberries to be on this podcast. You think he's going to give up his spot for a second?
Suffered through blueberries. What do you mean blueberries?
And you were chucking blueberries, bro.
Oh yeah, that was one of my darkest moments.
How excited are you for a new Captain America movie?
I'm not insanely, but my friend group all has lives now, so we have to plan things like 3 weeks in advance to make it happen.
So,
Dude, superheroes are so blown out of proportion.
But
They're
I am
done.
excited about it. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's a
cool
little-
stuff I think they could do.
There's a
Matt,
lot.
the very first superhero movie that was like legit that came out that was good in movies was the very first Spider-Man. And that was like,
banger.
and then all of a sudden everyone started doing superhero movies and then they oversaturated it.
I rewatched the very first Spider-Man like 2 weeks ago.
So
Listen,
good.
I've got some
It's
controversial.
so
takes on
cheesy, but
superheroes.
It's so good.
It is
Matt,
so cheesy.
Matt, if
Best
you-
Spider-Man is
Hold on.
Andrew Garfield.
Hold on, we
I'm
got
gonna
to
say
shut
it.
this down
No.
before Corey starts being racist. We got to shut it down.
Best
Oh,
best
man, he's a
Spider-Man is Andrew
racist.
Garfield.
Okay.
Rewatch the first of every movie, and you'll agree with me. Best Spider-Man is Andrew
The
Garfield.
Climo podcast.
Thoughts on the Fantastic Four trailer? I'm excited to see what they do with it. We haven't really ever got a good Fantastic Four fully, so we'll see. I like that they're doing something unique with Ben Grimm and kind of just thugging out with that look, but normal voice.
Did Mac bring up the Italian version? Fantasci?
Fantastic.
Oh, the
Four.
Fantastic Four.
Fantasci 4.
All right, superhero
way-
talk in the Discord. I got to go.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.